Hey guys, Aaron here. It is time for my first oil change with my 2011 Porsche Cayenne Turbo, the 958 model. I just got a kit from ECS Tuning up here. We're going to go ahead and show you how to replace the oil. I'll put a link to this full oil change kit from ECS Tuning down in the description. This part number is a new oil drain plug that we're going to want. And this is the new crush washer that's going to go under it. We have a oil filter and 10 liters of Liqui-Moly motor oil 5W40. I prefer to use the Liqui-Moly in all of my Porsches. All right, these are all the tools you're going to need to change the oil, including this funnel and something to catch the oil in. Obviously, you don't have to have this. And these are the tools. So you're going to want a torque wrench so you can get the proper tightening torques. This is an 8mm hex socket, 10mm socket to remove the bottom panels, a 36mm short socket so you could remove the oil filter housing, that's what it's called. An electric ratchet is just super handy. If you don't have one, you can just use regular ratchets. You're gonna want a little pick to get a filter O-ring off, you'll see in a minute. Small extension. You probably won't need these, but I did, so I included them. Open your hood by pulling the hood release latch. I do this with the car still on the ground. If you've never opened your hood, there's a little latch right there because it's easier to access before it gets lifted in the air. And here's your fill cap. So I always go ahead and loosen the fill cap at the very beginning. You can just leave it loose there just so that air can get in and let the oil drain faster. Mobil 1 is a great oil. It says so right here on the label. That's the one Porsche has a financial agreement with. I always put Liqui-Moly in all of my Porsches. Now I have a 2-post lift, but if you are lifting your car, jacking it up and putting this on jack stands, I want to show you this little piece of equipment. One of my viewers actually sent me these things while ago, and this is the first time I've ever used them. Looks like Zen. I'm going to try to find a link to these things and put them in the description below, but they're supposed to be for all kinds of different Porsches. And the way these things are designed, I think you slide them in and you twist them and they lock into place down there, and it gives just a little bit more clearance for a jack stand, or in my case this part right here, because without it, the lip of this is gonna be hitting some part of the car somewhere else. So before lifting this car, you have to make sure you turn the air suspension off if you have the air suspension, and you do that by holding this lever up here. It's gonna take about 10 or 15 seconds, and eventually you will see this right here saying control off, and then you can let go. You'll know it's off because the up and down are both flashing at the same time. So before lifting this car, you have to make sure you turn the air suspension off if you have the air suspension, and you do that by holding this lever up here. It's going to take about 10 or 15 seconds, and eventually you will see this right here saying control off, and then you can let go. You'll know it's off because the up and down are both flashing at the same time. So lift the front of the vehicle in whatever way you deem. Assuming that you have the air suspension like I do, if you don't have a lift and you don't want to spend the time raising your car like that, you can use the air suspension to lift it up, and it will give you enough room to get under the car. This is just much more comfortable. If this is your first time under your vehicle, take this time to get acquainted with some of the components, look around for any kinds of leaks, signs of issues. And this is the first time I'm back under here since installing my beautiful Soul exhaust. So I got a video on how to install that. Makes this car sound so much better. As you are probably aware, Porsche put the engine on the wrong place in this vehicle. It is actually in the front of the vehicle instead of in the rear. Not to mention, a lot easier to film for you guys. So we're gonna have to take off these plastic covers underneath here. All right, this panel furthest to the front of the car has 8 10mm bolts that we got to remove. Just kidding, there's one more up here in the corner. I think there should have been one in that corner too. Yeah, my vehicle is missing a bolt. One more up there, it's supposed to be there. So this is our engine oil pan. You can see how kind Porsche was to put this panel just in the way so that you have to remove both panels. I don't know how these things come stock, but mine has a zip tie holding this part on here. Probably not like that. And then just 2 more 10mm bolts. Now, of course, if you drive the vehicle around a little bit to get it a little bit warm, it will make your oil thinner and flow out of here faster. I wouldn't get it too hot because then you're gonna burn yourself, but you're gonna get the 8mm hex socket all the way in there, and then you are going to open it. Oh my God, somebody over torqued the crap out of this. That's why you want to do these yourself. All right, so you remove your drain plug and you're gonna have the crush washer on there. This is the 8mm. I just like to apply upwards pressure while unscrewing it, pull it out of the way, let it drain. You're gonna need something to catch all 9 quarts. I just want to point out that mine is a 4.8 liter V8. The 4.5 liter V8s supposedly have a second drain plug. So if you have one of those vehicles, make sure to open the second one as well to get another quart out of there. When the oil is sufficiently drained, make sure you have your new crush washer and new drain plug and reinstall it. Always start it by hand to make sure you don't strip it. I like to take a rag and clean up any excess oil from the area because you will have some. Now you want to set your torque wrench for 37 foot-pounds, or that is also 50 Newton meters. And tighten it down. Now we can back up from there just a little bit, and right up here will be the oil filter housing. We're going to use that 36mm socket. You're going to want to make sure that it is a short one because you do not have a whole lot of room to get a ratchet on there with it. So I just have a long handled ratchet, and these pipes you can push out of the way just a little bit. And we got that fully seated on there, and make sure, of course, you move your oil pan to under here. And we're just gonna loosen this. And I'm just unscrewing it the rest of the way by hand. It's starting to drip, and I'm just gonna hold it here for a second to let a majority of it drain out. Set that there, and then I'm just gonna pull the filter out. It is stuck into a little tube in the end. All right. So just the hole here is stuck into the tube if you've never used one of these type filters. And I'm just gonna let that keep draining for a minute. While we're waiting on that, I'm just gonna clean up our oil filter housing. And it has an O-ring we're gonna be replacing, this big green one around the outside. All right, let's open up our new oil filter box, and you can see what they look like new, yellow and white. And in your box, if you bought a legit one, you should have a new O-ring. Easiest way I found to get these things off is to just use a little pick, and you can get under it and just pry it right off. Make sure that you remember where it came out of. It is this big gap right here where my thumb is. Now you want to lubricate the new one before you put it back in so it doesn't bind. I just grab a little bit of the old oil. Doesn't matter if it's new or old. The old is easier to access. So we just get that oiled up. And we're going to put it in the groove and just pull it around. Go all the way around, make sure it is in the groove evenly. Now, since it's tight clearance, I probably can't put this back in the cap and then fit it through here. So I will put the oil filter in. I'll feel for that tube and just kind of twist it back and forth. All right, it should press into place, stay there by itself. If it doesn't, you probably don't have it in right. And the same for the cap. Make sure you start it by hand and it should thread in really easily, or you probably have it cross-threaded. And you're gonna have some oil drips down here as well. Make sure you get that all cleaned up. I'm just gonna take this and snug it back up. All right, as soon as there's any resistance, I'm stopping. I use a torque wrench and go to 19 foot-pounds, or that should be 25 Newton meters. Yes, approximately 25 Newton meters. And that was practically no more than when I stopped the first time. Now, of course, if you drive the vehicle around a little bit to get it a little bit warm, it will make your oil thinner and flow out of here faster. I wouldn't get it too hot because then you're gonna burn yourself, but you're gonna get the 8mm hex socket all the way in there, and then you are going to open it. And after I get it initially coming off, I start to unscrew it by hand, but keeping pressure up against it so the oil does not come out. Oh, and of course, use your glove band, and when it gets loose, that way you can kind of pull it out of the way and let the oil start pouring out, because it'll come out fast. We just have to put the oil in now, but we are done underneath, so I'll go ahead and replace the panels. With the car back on the ground and the use of a funnel, we're gonna go ahead and add 9 quarts of oil to start with. For my other different Porsche fans who are used to having a fill tube to fill your Boxsters or Caymans, sorry, the Cayenne is super interesting in that you can see the timing chain like right there inside, and like camshafts and stuff. So kind of cool. It'd be a lot easier to stick a bore scope in there and look around. That'd be interesting one day. Also finding it interesting to find a good place to put the funnel where it's not going to come out. It's probably going to have to hold that because that chain's right there. If you bought Liqui-Moly because I recommended it, but you've never used it, quick tutorial. It's got 2 little tabs that you squeeze in, and then you pull straight up, and it gives you your spout, and then you untwist it, and then there's a little extra safety seal like the milk carton in here that you pull out. You're ready to go. And we'll start with our first 5 quarts. If you've never used Liqui-Moly before, you'll probably freak out because it's green, and the first time I did this, I had to do a second take thinking I was putting coolant into my engine. But one of the nice things about Liqui-Moly is all these handles around it, and it pours out pretty nicely. They give you a little spout here. All right, and I'm gonna start with just 9 liters. I keep going back between quarts and liters, sorry. I'm just gonna put 9 of them in, and just less than 9 actually, so that I can start the car, let it run for a little bit, and then I will check it to see if I need to add any more in, because it's easier to add than to take out. I always try to leave my engine bay neater when I leave than how I found it, so I just kind of clean up here. Important step, do not forget to replace that. Some of these Cayennes have an oil level dipstick that you can check manually. Mine does not. I'll show you how to do it with the computer. Set the vehicle all the way down on the ground level. All right, I've not started it since the oil change. Just going to turn that on, not start the engine. And then for mine, there's a little wheel here. Some of them have a little lever down there. I can change this and go to somewhere. Oh, my vehicle is right there. Press this down, and then you have oil level. So it will tell you that you have to drive the car some before it will check it for you. So let's fire it up and pull it around the block. But the other thing I want to remember to do before driving it around, you remember my air suspension is off. So I'm going to hold it up again, and then it will tell me that it selected the low level again. So my air suspension is actively adjusting the height of my vehicle right now. All right, I drove it around for a little bit and then I parked it and let all of the oil settle, came back, started it again and checked it, and we are right in the middle. A lot of people like to fill it all the way up to max. I don't. I like to keep it right in the middle. I don't know about Cayennes specifically, but with the Caymans and Boxsters, you want it in the middle. You do not want to fill it all the way up to max. To reset the service intervals on these things, you need a special tool now to do that. You can't just do it by pushing buttons on the dash like you can in many of the other older cars. I have another video that I'm going to make. If you would like to watch that one, I'll put a link to it in the description. Check it out and I can show you how to reset your service interval after you do the oil change. So if you take this thing to a Porsche dealership, it's probably a $400 to $500 job. You can do it for around $100 yourself. So hopefully this video helped you do that, and if it did, all I ask is you give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you would like to see more content like this in the future, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching.